The ancient stone palace built by Chief Gabriel Onoh remains more than just a building. It is a symbol of history, ambition, and legacy. Every stone tells a story. Every wall reflects the vision of a man who wanted to create something that would endure for generations. More than 100 years after its completion, the palace still stands as a reminder that true wealth is not only measured by money but by legacy left behind.
C.C Onoh was a fearless politician, a man who, when you come to Enugu State, he is the father of Enugu State. He was the one that championed and created this particular state.
The palace was built by the late Chief Gabriel Onoh, a respected businessman and community leader from Ngwo. Historically, accounts describe him as one of the earliest indigenous entrepreneurs to benefit from the economic opportunity created by the discovery of coal in Enugu State area during the colonial period. The foundation of the palace was reportedly laid in 1919, at a time when many communities in eastern Nigeria still built mainly with mud and local materials. The construction of a stone palace of such size and quality was considered extraordinary. It was completed in 1923 under the supervision of British engineers and constructed by Nigerian workers.
The founders of real estate, you talk about C.C Onoh. But when he came back to Nigeria, he got his first contract from colonial masters who he built quarters for them. He built quarters for them. That was when he realized that there is a need in backing in landed properties. He started buying properties everywhere in Enugu State. When you come to Enugu State, half of the whole Enugu State was owned by C.C Onoh. Quote me anywhere. That time, I'm not talking about now, that time. Anybody that wants to buy land, they will tell the person, go and do your inquiry very well. Maybe this land belongs to C.C Onoh family. In fact, when you call me Wawa, I go accept them with prestige. Because people like C.C Onoh promoted Wawa, promoted our culture, promoted Okpa, and accepted our culture. Who am I? Onoh was promoting Okpa by eating Okpa in national television. People was, wow, what? Somebody as big as he is, to come to the national TV and begin to eat Okpa. That is how he promoted it. And now, Okpa is everywhere. Even Okpa is everywhere in the whole Nigeria. Go to Lagos, people are selling Okpa. Go to Ero, people are selling Okpa. Go to Benin, people are selling Okpa. Go to Ihala, everywhere people are selling Okpa. C.C Onoh was blessed and stay blessed because the daughter have keep on maintaining it. When you come to Nigeria today and talk about the most powerful woman in Nigeria, you must mention Bianca Ojukwu.
As long as the ancient stone palace of Ngwo stands, the name Onoh will continue to be remembered by future generations as one of the greatest families that helped shape the history of Eastern Nigeria.
Hello guys, this is Creative Law TV and we are live and direct in Enugu Ngwo. Yes, and Enugu Ngwo is located in Enugu State, Nigeria. And guess what guys, we are right now in the home of Chief Christian Chukwuemeka Onoh, popularly known as C.C Onoh, former governor of old Anambra State, a businessman, a politician, a lawyer. When you come to Enugu State and talk about Enugu State, we must mention C.C Onoh. That's the father of Bianca Ojukwu, one of the someone who won the most beautiful in Nigeria, the most beautiful woman, the most beautiful lady, the most beautiful girl in the whole Nigeria. Yes, we are talking about Bianca Ojukwu. That's the wife to Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. That's the Biafran leader. Ikemba Nnewi, the only man who assassinated Ikemba Nnewi. Nobody have ever assassinated that name in the whole Igbo land. Nobody dare assassinate that name. Ikemba Nnewi, Ikemba Igbo land. Yes. So this is the home, and this home is probably known as Ancient Stone Palace. Guys, before we go, make sure you like this video, comment, share, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Patronize us because we are event coverage. You can cover your events, cover your wedding, your traditional marriage, your house opening, your chieftaincy title, any kind of event. We are here for you. New Year Festival, any time for anything at all called event, call us. We'll give you the best. Creative Law will be there to make you trend, to document your story, to give you the best of the best, man. That is another way to appreciate us, to thank us, to patronize. That is what we do. Thank you very much, and let's go.
Today, we are telling the story of one of the most influential families in the history of Enugu State and Eastern Nigeria, the Onoh family of Ngwo. Their story is a remarkable journey of wealth, leadership, politics, business, and legacy that spans more than a century. At the center of this story stands the ancient stone palace of Ngwo, a magnificent structure that has stood the test of time for more than 100 years. Long before modern mansions and luxury estates became common in Nigeria, this palace was already a symbol of wealth, vision, and prestige. The palace was built by the late Chief Gabriel Onoh, a respected businessman and community leader from Ngwo. Historically, accounts describe him as one of the earliest indigenous entrepreneurs to benefit from the economic opportunity created by the discovery of coal in the Enugu State area during the colonial period. The foundation of the palace was reportedly laid in 1919, at a time when many communities in eastern Nigeria still built mainly with mud and local materials. The construction of a stone palace of such size and quality was considered extraordinary. It was completed in 1923 under the supervision of British engineers and constructed by Nigerian workers. Even today, visitors who see the building are amazed by its solid stone walls, unique architecture, and historical significance. The palace remains a living reminder of a period when wealth was measured not only by money but also by vision, influence, and the ability to build something that will outlive generations. To truly understand the Onoh family, we must first of all understand Enugu itself. Before Enugu State became the capital of Enugu State, it was known primarily as a coal mining town. The discovery of coal in the early 20th century transformed the area into one of the most important economic centers in British colonial Nigeria. The growth of coal mining attracted workers, traders, administrators, and investors from different parts of the country. Railways were built, roads were constructed, and new settlements emerged around the mining industry. It was during this era that influential families such as Onoh family established themselves as major stakeholders in the economic development of the region. Chief Gabriel Onoh was among the prominent figures associated with this period of growth. Stories passed down through generations portray him as a man of remarkable business intelligence and leadership. His success enabled him to build not only wealth but also a lasting legacy for his descendants. When Chief Gabriel Onoh passed away in 1932, he left behind a family whose influence will continue to shape the history of Enugu and Nigeria for decades to come. One of his most famous children was Chief Christian Chukwuemeka Onoh, popularly known as C.C Onoh, and later honored with the title Okome I of Ngwo. C.C Onoh grew up during a period of rapid political and social change. Nigeria was moving gradually from colonial administration towards self-government, and a new generation of educated leaders was emerging across the country. From a young age, C.C Onoh displayed qualities of leadership, confidence, and ambition. He later became one of the most recognizable political figures from the old eastern region. His influence extended far beyond Ngwo and Enugu. Throughout his political career, C.C Onoh built a reputation as a fearless and outspoken leader. He was known for speaking his mind regardless of whose interests were affected. Supporters admired his courage, while opponents respected his determination and political strength. During the Second Republic, C.C Onoh served as governor of the old Anambra State. At the time, Anambra State was much larger than it is today and included areas that now make up both Anambra and Enugu State. His tenure coincided with a period of intense political competition in Nigeria. Despite the challenges, he remained one of the most influential political figures in the region and continued to command respect among his supporters. Many people also remember C.C Onoh for his role in advocating for the interests of the people of the old Enugu province. His political activities contributed to discussions and movements that would eventually lead to the creation of Enugu State years later. Beyond politics, C.C Onoh was a successful businessman and property owner. The Onoh family became widely associated with land ownership and real estate development in Enugu State for many years. It was common to hear people ask whether a piece of land belonged to the Onoh family before purchasing it. One of the most notable developments associated with the family was Onoh Quarters, a residential area that became a symbol of private real estate investment at a time when such development were uncommon. The influence of the Onoh family extended beyond politics and business into culture and society. Their name became synonymous with success, prestige, and leadership throughout eastern Nigeria. The family's legacy continued through the next generation. Among the most famous descendants is Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, daughter of C.C Onoh. Her achievements brought additional national and international recognition to the family. Bianca gained national prominence after winning beauty pageants and later became a respected lawyer, diplomat, and public servant. Her marriage to Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, one of the most important figures in Nigeria history, further connected two of the most prominent families in the country. Today, the ancient stone palace built by Chief Gabriel Onoh remains more than just a building. It is a symbol of history, ambition, and legacy. Every stone tells a story. Every wall reflects the vision of a man who wanted to create something that would endure for generations. More than 100 years after its completion, the palace still stands as a reminder that true wealth is not only measured by money but by legacy left behind. The story of the Onoh family is the story of determination, leadership, enterprise, and influence. From the coal mining era of colonial Nigeria to modern politics and diplomacy, the family has remained woven into the history of Enugu and Nigeria itself. As long as the ancient stone palace of Ngwo stands, the name Onoh will continue to be remembered by future generations as one of the greatest families that helped shape the history of eastern Nigeria.
We all know Enugu State. Enugu State is regarded as a coal city state because they did in coal mining. A lot of British people came into this town. Enugu State is coal. That's why it's regarded as coal city. You understand? And guess what? British people was the ones handling that coast. Later, when C.C Onoh, who became well known and became wealthy, and later became the chairman, the first indigenous chairman of Enugu Coal Mining Corporation. When you come to Nigeria, there's no stone house that is beautiful more than this one. We have been wanting to come here to do this video, and today we are finally here. Yes, we are finally here. C.C Onoh was a fearless politician, a man who, when you come to Enugu State, he is the father of Enugu State. He was the one that championed and created this particular state we are into right now in 1991. That was when Enugu State was created. And C.C Onoh, when you just type, you will see that he was the founding member. He was the founding father of Enugu State. A fearless man who was a lawyer, a barrister, somebody who went to school in Britain. I came back and started real estate business. Should I tell you guys something? When you come to Enugu State and talk about those that started real estate, the founders of real estate, you talk about C.C Onoh. Because when he came back to Nigeria, he got his first contract from colonial masters who he built quarters for them. He built quarters for them. That was when he realized that there is a need in banking in landed properties. He started buying properties everywhere in Enugu State. When you come to Enugu State, half of the whole Enugu State was owned by C.C Onoh. Quote me anywhere. Anybody that wants to do business, that time, I'm not talking about now, that time. Anybody that wants to buy land, they will tell the person, go and do your inquiry very well. Maybe this land belongs to C.C Onoh family. Because the man acquired land in mass, built property, he has buildings everywhere in Enugu State. In fact, when he created Enugu State and championed the development of Enugu State, you can't talk about Enugu State without C.C Onoh. That was how great he was. Do you know that Enugu States are called Wawa people? We are known as Wawa people. And guess what? When you go to Anambra or any part of Imo State, they will, this is Wawa people. They say it as if it's an insult to us. But guess what? It's not an insult. Because when Enugu State was created, we are regarded as Wawa people. Because when you come to Enugu State, we say Wawa. That is no in our language. And in Enugu State are known for Okpa. We have okpa. We value okpa. That is our traditional food, our cultural food. And other people, even our own Igbo brothers, begin to insult us based on that okpa. But guess what? What the man Onoh, C.C Onoh did. Onoh was promoting okpa by eating okpa in national television. People was, wow, what? Somebody as big as he is, to come to the national TV and begin to eat okpa. That is how he promoted it. And now okpa is everywhere. Even okpa is everywhere in the whole Nigeria. Go to Lagos, people are selling okpa. Go to Ero, people are selling okpa. Go to Benin, people are selling okpa. Go to Ihala, people everywhere, people are selling okpa. But okpa, Enugu State get out. And it's not, Wawa is not an insult. In fact, when you call me Wawa, I go accept that with prestige. Because people like C.C Onoh promoted Wawa, promoted our culture, promoted Okpa, and accepted our culture. Who am I? And that is how to show you how influential he was, how prominent, how powerful he was. Because anything he says becomes tradition. He was fearless. He was the kind of man that faced any kind of human being. Yes. But there's one thing they did that I like. They maintained the house. They didn't push it down. They had the money. They are still having the money. They can still push it down and build other ones, but they maintain it so that when you are passing this road, you must look at this building. When you are passing in Ngwo, you must look at this monument standing. But guys, do you know that when a lot of all these prominent people, when they die, it seems like everything about them dies. None of their children will be able to, keep on their legacies, maintain the level of legacy their father, played. But guess what? When C.C Onoh left this world, he came back in the person of Bianca Ojukwu. That's the wife of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. He came back in person of her, the fearless woman who took over the family's mantle, both her husband's side and her father's side, and begin to hold it strong like this. Somebody who won the most beautiful woman in the whole Nigeria. C.C Onoh was blessed and still blessed because the daughter have keep on maintaining it. When you come to Nigeria today and talk about the most powerful woman in Nigeria, you must mention Bianca Ojukwu. You can't take it away from her. She maintained the full step of the father and the husband, and she is proud to carry the legacy on. Yes, that's why you keep hearing the name, C.C Onoh, because it doesn't joke with them. And guess what? She is the current Minister of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria. You don't know somebody is Minister of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria? Guess what? This is massive, man. So his father, who is C.C Onoh, was a lawyer, and she herself is a lawyer.